Hey guys, the new Guild War has started, the War of Mana. We thought it was going to take a week, but here it is right now. So, I'm going to start this video out for the people that are playing in it, and for the ones that are not playing in it, you're going to be doing something a little bit different, but for those of us that got this message, and it's supposed to be the top two guilds of each cluster, or each server, but it doesn't seem to be quite that easy. It should be all the 16 guilds that were in the finals, but it seems like they don't quite do that. So until that is figured out, that's going to be a little bit of a question on how they choose the guilds to play it. So they're going to start you off by putting you in one of four colors. So there are four different faction colors: red, green, blue, purple, and it will tell you which one you're in. And so there are multiple rewards for this. It's pretty amazing. There's rewards for the top faction. There's rewards for the top guild of the 16. And then there's individual rewards for each person. So you can get quite a lot of rewards. And the rewards are a lot of guild coins if you can place decently. It shouldn't be too bad on servers that aren't super active, but we'll see how it goes. So the way that it works is they'll give you a bunch of tutorials, and there are basically three different levels of maps. So the first one, the blue one, is only for 6-star to 10-star heroes. This one is for 6 all the way to T4, and this one is for 10 stars all the way to T4. And you'll see that there's one map with a boss and four, well, these have up to 25 more. This one has, how many does it have? 20 more of maps that are basically just towns. So let me start with one of these, because this is how this works. So you're basically ranked on this crystal, how many of this you get. And so the goal is going to be to work with your guild, with your faction, with everybody to collect as many of these crystals as you can, because that is how you're individually ranked. That is then how your guild is ranked, and that is then how your faction is ranked. So you are highly rewarded for being active, for having an active guild, and on top of that, also having an active faction of 4 guilds. So the more active your whole cluster is overall, the more competitive this is going to be. So we're going to start with taking a town. So the way that this works is each town contains a certain number of crystals. Now, once you have every member of, or every spot on this filled with someone from your faction, then you start slowly draining out the crystals from this. They'll tell you how fast it goes. The rate seems to be pretty similar. I think it takes about a day to drain one thing, but the amount that you get per day is going to differ, because as you can see, one in the final zone contains 23,000, but one in the second zone will only contain 6,000. So it is to your benefit to play as strong as you can. But there is nothing you can do on your own, because you can take one spot on this, but until the rest of them are filled, it's completely useless to you. So you got to have an active guild or faction that's going to work with you to take over towns. And you can see that green already has one here, and well, nobody else did it. I'm over here taking one of each of these, and nobody's with me, so oh well. If you're not active, not much you can do. So that will be the way to do it. You can also use 6 of your stamina per day to attack the boss. Now each boss hit costs 2 stamina. It's kind of unknown what the best team is going to be to face them. They're pretty strong, but as you can see here, you get 260 just for attacking it, 2,000 for beating it. That didn't happen when I was playing this on the Chinese server. I didn't see them like actually get beaten. So you're going to want to try and get these every chance you get. So you'll use a team to fight this boss 2 times a day, 520. You're going to want to fight the green bot, the purple boss. You get 220 for each hit on this one. And if possible, try and also hit this boss, where you only get 180, but why not do it for some extra ones every day if you've got some spare stamina? It's not like you're going to be using tons of stamina all day long on these things. Now, the goal is to control as many towns as you can with your faction, The one thing that does need to be said is every hero that you use to take a town is going to stay assigned to it. You do not have every hero here, you can no longer use them to fight the boss. Therefore, you have to be very careful about which heroes you leave placed. So you can't, if you've got all your Kurt, Bale, Skuld, you can't leave them on these teams because otherwise you'll do terrible damage against the boss. So as you can see here, I went in with 3 heroes and this was able to fight this one. I tried even lower on this one. No, not this one. This one. So I was able to take one of these with just this, 2 T1s and a T4. And you may be able to take it with even lower, but try to do whatever the bare minimum is to just take and hold a spot. Other factions can come in and beat you and take up one of the spots. So if I have like 3 red and 1 purple, nobody gets anything. So they can kind of block you from getting anything. But it's hard enough to take a town on your own anyway, so I don't think you're going to see too much of that. Now, obviously, because this is my team, it's very easy for someone to just come in and beat me up, take my spot, and prevent us from getting this town. But like I said, we're not going to see too much of that. So your goal is to take as many towns as you can, leave a team for the boss, try to fight the boss, each boss, all 3 bosses 2 times each day. So that's 12 stamina a day. So you're going to have to be active enough to use all of that stamina every single day if possible. More active you are, the more you get. The rewards, the top 1 reward for the faction, you can see everybody gets a frame just for being in it. And the top, you get some void chests for being the top faction. Top guild rewards, you get this, which is a flag for your guild. And you get tons of guild points, so this is way worth it if you can be in the top, I don't know, 4 to 8. If you're in the top 4 to 8, way more guild points than you normally got from the old Guild War. And individual, if you can land in the top 20, you can get some free 5 stars. Obviously, the higher you are, the more you get, but there's very little you can do without having active teammates alongside you. All you can really do is hit the bosses 6 times a day, and that's pretty much it. So that is all there is to it. As you can see, it lasts 3 days. There shouldn't be much to it. So you will want to be active over all 3 days, and good luck. We will see how competitive it is. The Chinese servers were not super competitive, and there weren't a lot of active guilds on my cluster, so I couldn't do much. Plus my Chinese account is very weak. So we will have to see how this ends, and then everybody's cluster is going to be completely different in terms of how active it is and everything. So good luck to us all, and do your best to be active and play all of this, and hopefully you have a good guild and a good group of guilds on your faction to do well in. So that's all for us playing it. And now let's go to the people that did not get to play it, that were not in one of the guilds that were chosen. When you start up, from here, when you join this, or when you click on this War of Mana, you're going to get a completely different screen that's based on voting. And here is what it looks like. This is not my screenshot, this is someone else's. So here's how this works. Every day you get, oh no, wait. Actually, it's 10 votes total for the entire phase. So each day, you can spend some gems and vote on each one of the factions that you think is going to win. And you get rewards based on your betting. I don't recall what they are, but they're there. And each day that you go up, the bet costs more. The second day, I believe they cost 160 each. And the third day, I don't recall what they cost. I'm going to guess 240, but don't hold me to that. So your goal is to get your bets right. And I believe that as long as you get at least 5 bets on the right faction, you end up with a serious plus in gems. But you may or may not want to spend too many gems betting because you don't know who's on what faction and you don't know how they're doing. But that's the thing. You have 10 bets total. I believe it is 10 bets total over all 3 days. Use them up as you see fit. But remember that the earlier that you bet, the cheaper they are, and unfortunately that means you can't change your mind if it happens to swing in another faction's direction later on. So hopefully you can get a good gauge of your server, of your cluster, and decide whether or not you want to spend a lot of your bets early or if you just want to wait till the end, because if you wait till the end when they're most expensive, you're going to have to get all of them right in order to be positive. And unfortunately, I don't remember the exact rewards. I did go over all of this in a different video, but I didn't understand it as well as I do this time. So that should be a quick guide on how to play this, and hopefully it helps some people. And let me know if you need me to clarify anything in the comments. That's all for this video. See you guys next time.